Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Blu-ray Hunter. I'm the Blu-ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and I'm here with another Blu-ray Hunter reviews. So we're gonna talk about Total Recall. Yes, Total Recall, the 1990, was it Arnold Schwarzenegger movie done on 4K. So, I haven't seen this movie for a long time. It's not like I don't think I ever watched it when it first came out. I would have been like 8 when it first came out, so I didn't like search it out back then, but I watched it years later, years later. I think it was in my 20s or 30s by the time I actually watched it. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. And then I was like I saw it on 4K and I was like, all right, well, it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, so it's gonna look good in 4K, and it looks beautiful in 4K, by the way. And so I decided to rewatch it and I really enjoyed it. I hadn't remembered a lot of it because remember, like I said, I watched it once and I really liked it, but I just never this never became like Terminator 2 for me, like a movie that I watched over and over and over again. So I don't even remember half of it. So there's some scenes I remember, and I think a lot of that might be because those are like famous scenes from the movie. Get your ass to Mars, things like that. But aside from that, I don't think I really like searched anything. So, anywho, here goes. So the movie, this is the 30th anniversary, by the way. And so that's what it says right up here. And basically, Total Recall is about a man who kind of simple dude, you know, works, has a hot ass wife, um, very charming kind of guy. He's a driller or something, and he keeps having these like dreams about being on Mars, and he's never been to Mars, so he doesn't understand. And there's this always this girl in the dream that's a brunette, and his wife's a blonde, so he's always sort of like wondered what is up with that dream. And he sees an advertisement for this place called, I think it's called like Recall or something, where I mean basically they go into your brain and they give you whatever you want, right? Say memories, of a vacation or whatever. And so you get this vacation that you know, like well, first of all, you can also pick what vacation you go on, and even they have a thing where you can be whoever you want to be. So he chooses to be a secret agent and go to Mars. That's where he wants to go on vacation because his wife doesn't want to. And so they're supposed to put him in this like uh I don't know what it's called, but they put him in this brain thing and it scans his brain. It's supposed to make him like feel like he's been going there, and then they put the fake, stuff into it. Well, one thing leads to another, and he kind of it's they say he goes schizo on it. So for most of the movie, you wonder whether or not he's actually seeing what he's seeing. But when he kind of gets let go, like they're supposed to erase sort of what happens and stuff, and he's complaining about Mars. He's saying he's freaking out about all this stuff. And so when he leaves, he sort of what is it? He knows too much about what's going on. And I mean it gets a little too confusing at times. Like a little there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's like twist after twist after twist. Every single thing, almost every scene feels like it's a twist. Like you don't really know. You think it's going to go in one direction and then it goes in completely different direction. And I like that. Like it was kind of fun. Um Sharon Stone turns out not to actually be his wife, and there's big setup and whatnot. And so also in the movie is let's see, Michael Ironside, who plays Sharon Stone's wife, husband, kind of. I don't know, they're seeing each other, and yet he's kind of loaning her out to him as like a fake memory, a fake person in his life or whatever. Ronnie Cox is in it. He's the bad guy. He's the big bad. He was in RoboCop, also directed by Paul Verhoeven. And Paul Verhoeven, who directed this movie, uh, was kind of asked because Arnold Schwarzenegger was a big fan of RoboCop. Dan O'Bannon was one of the writers. Dan O'Bannon, he did like Alien and Return of the Living Dead and a bunch of other movies, Jabba, like a lot. And sadly, he's no longer with us, and that kind of sucks because he made some really great movies. And so this movie became this sort of crazy story, like like I said, where's it gonna go? They go to Mars, of course. You see Mars, and actually, funny enough, I got the idea to watch this because I was watching Big Bang Theory and they did something about the Mars rover, and I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of cool." I haven't like thought about that in a while about stars, planets, whatever, all this stuff. So I started getting back into that a little bit. As I was doing that, I was like, I want to watch a movie set around Mars, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have Total Recall." And so I watched it. It's not all Mars, but it's got a good spot. And like, I guess the idea is like you don't want to go to Mars. Mars is kind of like the worst planet at this particular juncture or whatever to go to. They talk about other planets to inhabit. Real life, you can't really inhabit most of those planets. And even including Mars is kind of uninhabitable at the moment. But it was fun. It's fiction or science fiction. It's set in the future, so maybe in the future they make it habitable. I mean, if they can terraform a lot of these planets, we like it could become and ha or habitable at some point. So anyway, I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. Um, the special features, there are a lot of special features on here. Let me go through these real quick. So there's a brand new 4K and Blu-ray special features, Total Excess, how Carloco changed Hollywood documentary. So I want to watch that at some point. Open Your Mind, scoring Total Recall featurette. Dreamers Within a Dream, developing Total Recall featurette. Total Recall, the special effects special featurette. The making of Total Recall featurette. Imagining Total Recall documentary and audio commentary with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Paul Verhoeven, as well as theatrical trailer. So a lot of great special features. This definitely is one of those movies that I totally recommend. I'm not going to tell you any of the spoilers because like I said, if you haven't seen it, it's got twist after twist after twist. So anytime you think the movie is going a certain direction, it turns and changes into another direction that I hadn't seen in so long, so I forgot that happened. And so it was sort of like seeing it brand new in a way, which was nice. I liked it. I would totally recommend it. If you especially if you're into sci-fi and it's based on a story by Philip K. Dick. If you don't know who he is, I know him from Blade Runner. It's the original like story writer for story for Blade Runner. So definitely worth checking out. It's a lot of fun. I would I would definitely go into it not knowing much more than what I told you because things I did tell you some little twists, but I'm sure if you haven't seen it, it's not gonna that happens basically in the beginning of the movie. So it's nothing, this movie is long enough where all that stuff becomes like kind of second thing. I just really enjoyed it. This would be a great movie at some point for like film freaks because it is a movie that I think deserves like a more in-depth discussion on it. I just don't want to really go into that by myself. I want to have more people around me and whatnot and discussing it. But I really liked it. I know there was a 2012, I think, remake, and honestly, I had no real interest in that. I think there might have even been a TV series. No interest in it. I don't know why. I think it could be made today, but I forgot who was the star of that. the 2012 one. It was somebody I had like no interest in. Colin Farrell, I guess, was the star, and I like him, but no offense, he's no Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who's probably more of what they were looking for originally, like a action star who was smaller and could seem like more like an everyday Joe. Uh, Arnold sort of doesn't come off as an everyday Joe. But he did a great job in this. I think this is one of his more better acting movies where he had to actually like plays play a character that wasn't, usually just one for like one-liners and whatnot. You get like Terminator and you get even Kindergarten Cop, was a little too silly, but this was a little bit more serious, but had some comedic moments to it. There were a lot of great characters in the movie, a lot of great the cast, crew, everybody did a fantastic job and like I said, I would sincerely suggest watching this movie if you haven't seen it. So thank you guys for checking this out. Next week, I'm not sure exactly what it's gonna be, but guarantee there should be a Blu-ray Hunter reviews for that. So thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Talk to you later. Bye.